I must say, because we worked so hard for such a long time, and somehow we never got it together until now. And I think it was a great performance by the team, the WRT, by the drivers, great strategy, constant driving. We made an update on the car with the Evo package to make it it's a little bit off-road.
Well, it's Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen in the fifth.
Onto the podium. Sims has got ahead of Bastian Buus. So Buus, it must have been a challenge from Buus, because Buus has dropped down to 5th position. Pilet's dropped down to 6th position. And it's been to the advantage of Sims, who's got up ahead, and Hussein. Frankie Chang will still win the silver title. Liu Wei trying to go side by side with Prince Abu Bakar. That is for 5th position. And there's the front, well, that's the 2nd, 3rd and 4th going through shot, then a big gap. And Prince Abu Bakar is a roadblock here. That's exactly what he needed to be, and that's exactly what he's doing. Sitting in the middle of the road, not going particularly fast, creating a gap to the cars around him.
So big dramas. Odd to work out where that might have come from. It's not been like a curb strike or any contact, but anyway, steering is what we're hearing from the pit lane. So Lullen leads the way. It was 6/10 when they went over the line. Neubauer is 2nd, Boccolacci 3rd, Kelvin van der Linde 4th. Now, how about this? The BMW number 32 started 12th on the grid, and it's up into 4th place now. Round Druids, downhill, Tommaso Mosca. That makes a move to the inside of Luca Enschler. He doesn't need to get past necessarily, but he would like a bit of protection from Jörg Rapponge in that blue BMW, the Peter Cox team run car behind, because Rapponge is his rival in gold. Through Surtees they come, and now they power again along that far straight down Pilgrim's Drop, heading towards Hawthorns.
To be on wets, that is a very expensive German shopping trolley, as the tyre tread now has become like molten lava and it's squidging all over the place, and that looks horrible. He doesn't, but he has to, because the just has no pace. 2 seconds lost on the last lap, but this is now costing him time, which is letting Robertson get even closer. Look how close Jack Brown is. He's sponsored by Expect.
So now Niederhauser closing onto the back of Ten Voorde, who's not in it for the championship. This ought to be a Porsche call, shouldn't it? Let Ten Voorde get out of the way and allow Niederhauser to go through. So he's gained 1 of his 4 places. We need to get Niederhauser up into 7th with Lucas Auer not in the points.
Yeah, it's a good call with the Porsche strategy there, as van der Linde clears the back-marking Lamborghini. Sorensen now having to defend the back-marking Ferrari coming back. Where's that?
Other right now, and I think this is going to be a key stint right now for us to actually get a sense for the pace of the Mercedes. Not much point in telling Max Verstappen to slow down. He's going to run to the pace of the car. Yes, there may be some management of fuel and tyres that he's doing to get to the end of the 8th lap as well, but look how Mauro Angel exiting out of the hatchback, using all the crap on offer. Problem at
it is Thomas priming in the car, but I'm very surprised that the team haven't gone to race control to try to get that change on the driver ID, because it's going to come back to haunt Martin through the traffic now.
3-star Mercedes, 3 wide. Is going to be 4. Gounon trying to make it. Oh, God. He's
massive hit of the curb, and he manages to hang on to it. But look at the Porsche round the outside there. The line speed Porsche had the lines out of the clear air. Look as the GT4 traffic gets onto the back of GT3. Mark Warren on the outside. The BMW just slid slightly, tiny touch between the two, but that was enough to put the McLaren rather off the racetrack.
Yeah, interesting one. It's either front left suspension damage instantly, which has lost any steering ability for the Optimum McLaren, or does it whip the steering wheel out of his hands and he can't grab it back away, because that would have been a pretty big hit by the time it got to the driver's hands, and it just has that innocuous off. I think it's the latter, because suddenly he gets back.
And with Kelvin behind the wheel, he's sitting solidly in the low to mid 205s at the moment, sitting 26 seconds behind the leader. Oh, hello, this is getting feisty on pit wall. 13th and 14th together, Craig. Sorry,
Mossy wants his spot back that just took a lap ago. So
they were stronger last time out in Okayama than they've been before, and another step up thanks to bringing in a silver driver alongside them. It'll be a silver win, first time of asking for Daniel Liu. Bastian Buus is right there as well. There is our championship leader, 87. Still leading the championship, even though they won't score any points here.
2 minutes to go as he comes up over the line. There will be 2 more laps out of this, and Neubauer may not yet.
4.8.
Yeah, he's not going to stay in touch, is he? So Lulham is still going to overcome the penalty. He still could be on for the race win as they go through Paddock Hill Bend. 4.8 seconds effectively now is that margin. Neubauer will get the message. Push, push, push. Even if you're within 1,000th of that 5-second margin, you'll inherit the win. So Neubauer now, not that he's not trying it. So Feller, I reckon he's going to have to do another lap. There are 40 seconds on the clock coming out of Sterling's. And he doesn't want to back off to try and get to the flag on this lap because he doesn't want that Mercedes to get any closer. So Ricardo Feller is going to come out of Clark Curve and he's going to get towards the timing line with about 20 seconds probably on the clock still. Through he comes, breaks the beam now with about 22 seconds or so. He's on to his last lap.
You can see the rain coming in. That's heavier than I've seen for a while, Joe. This is starting to get a little bit treacherous.
Yeah, curbs will getting slicker and slicker as Hopkinson cuts off the nose of Hugo Cook. Look how wet it is there. That's suddenly transformed. Lap times are going to fall 10, 12 seconds a lap slower. And if Bryn is able to feel the rain on his scalp through that heavily gelled hair, imagine how slippy it is for all of these drivers out there.
The race
being the time penalty correctly is now Niederhauser to the outside, rubs up alongside Harry King. That's the first big move he's really made. It didn't work. It was brave stuff, and Niederhauser's got to be careful because things like that can end in tears.
And you might look from the outside. Why didn't he try and send it round the outside? The outside line is like communism. In principle, it should work, but in theory, it doesn't. And that's why Niederhauser backed out of that one and decided, you know what, I'm going to...
Force-Raden-Kreuz has altered then from like last year. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe, but you see it right there again. And even here, he does a preemptive lift as well, just as he comes over the crest.
Yeah.
From Merlin Motorsport. Max Verstappen then, rookie, looking to be a rookie winner. There's been a change. There's been a change. It's all changed, and they're coming into the pit, and this is not a scheduled stop. They have only been...
Because the 18 car that he shares with Lance Stroll has gone forward and has looked quick.
So the Paradigm BMW leading in bronze. In silver, it is the Finn Wiebelhaus Mustang. In gold, it's still Benji Goetter's McLaren. And in the Pro Cup, Mauro Engel, the overall race leader. So right now, we are into the second hour of the race, and that means that the teams are starting to think about pit stops. And also, not only do you need to think about your strategy, you do need to...
There he is, not turning into the final chicane, and should come out of all of this with the race lead. And we'll get a proper gauge on how big that race lead is before much longer. Although the 55 Ferrari is already heading down the pit lane, so it's going to be quite close. Yes, but they will owe us, of course, they still owe us another stop. That's visit.
I was going to say, yeah.
Sorry. So they rejoin actually just ahead, but of course, Johnny Adam pulling the pin earlier on that final stop.
The tyre life is not going to be such an issue at the end of the very end of the race.
The very end of the race.
Not now.
Think about it.
Not now, but you would think about it because of the tyre warm-up. Correct. The 3 or 4 laps after your last stop.
Battle for the leaders ongoing. This is the battle for the bronze class. They're 10th and 11th on the road, but a class victory up for grabs here. Patrese and Renauer nose to tail, and just 5/10 Ferrari versus Porsche. Just age-old endurance.
Still green while the pit window is open like this. I suspect that once all the stops have been made from the silvers, we might have the race neutralised to get that Audi out of the way. As there, diving up the inside goes Max Hesse in for Valentino Rossi to get ahead of Bastian Buß. That Porsche is just disappearing, isn't it? It's got nothing to offer by way of a fight. It looks like he's got a problem.
It's very interesting for me that Fella was in control of the race. He dropped a bit of pace and he pushed on again towards his hampered by another car coming in as well. So there's the McLaren.
Yeah, it's Kobe Powell's Aston in the way. McLaren goes through, but there is number 32 BMW, and it vaults, does it not? 46. Let's check. Valentino Rossi's car is still ahead. Yep, let's check. Coming out of Druids.
This is the battle that rages on. Dewis, I feel like, is getting team orders from Gertz. I think Gertz could have got past if he wanted to. Let's see if that stays true. Griffin doesn't care about that, of course. The 17 car there of Hopkinson has got back past Charlie Robinson. We haven't seen that, but it's got past, so I'd assume that's a mistake from Robinson because this car didn't have the pace. A few laps ago, it's going to go through the gravel. Keep it pinned now, and actually you won't lose too much time.